The hoopla of the US presidential election could hardly be in greater contrast to the secrecy surrounding the historic leadership transition taking place in Beijing. The Chinese Communist Party is about to announce its new leadership team. It comes at the end of an intense power struggle between the Maoist hardliners and reformers in the party, and it'll determine how the new superpower is ruled for the next decade. China correspondent Stephen McDonnell reports.
Every 10 years, the team that rules in Beijing is overhauled. This was once a time that could bring turmoil and political recriminations as new figures took hold of the reins. But in 2012, the image is very different. These days, the Communist Party wants a stable transition. That means no big surprises at any level, a clampdown on sensitive internet chatter, and certainly no dissent on the streets.
The leadership would like the leadership succession process to be a predictable, smooth process to ensure the legitimacy of the party regime, to ensure a good image for the party domestically and internationally.
Yet despite the smooth exteriors, many analysts say the backroom struggles in the lead-up to this Congress have been considerable.
I think that there's been a major battle over whether or not this is going to be a reform-oriented leadership or a more conservative, perhaps backward or stabilizing a leadership.
As with the last Congress 5 years ago, the makeup of the new Politburo Standing Committee will only be revealed when they walk out on the last day. This will be a crucial moment because China's top leaders don't have absolute power and must get the numbers within this group to push their policies through. There's a constant struggle here between those in favour of more openness and those advocating caution, and more recently the cautious heads seem to have been prevailing.
It appears now, potentially, but we'll really only know when we see the final list, that the Conservatives have made some comeback, and at least 4 of the people on the team now would be people who would probably try and slow down any kind of significant reform if it happens too quickly.
One reason for putting more cautious people into the Chinese cabinet, the Politburo Standing Committee, could be as a response to the perceived chaos of this year's Bo Xilai crisis. He was the party boss in Chongqing and destined for high office. As the poster boy for a neo-Maoist faction, he was advocating greater state-sponsored solutions to problems like poverty. But he and his wife have been caught up in a scandal